Hey there, hope you're well. So let's do some more coding with ChatGPT or whatever alternative AI you want to use. So please watch me code. And I had the idea today of doing something in AWS. What I basically want to do is I have a EC2 instance, and this is all the info I've got right now. That's the instance ID. And I'm going to perform a task that is, I don't know if it's common, but it's not unusual, and that is to take an AMI of an instance. And usually the better way to do it is to shut the instance down first, then take the AMI, so that if it's shut down it'll be more consistent, and then afterwards turn it back on. And this might be something that you script to happen periodically for many machines, but we're just going to create a script to demonstrate it can be done by an operator. That's the first stage. You can take it further then. I'm going to try and do it in Bash first using the AWS CLI, and then after I'm going to try doing it with Python using Boto 3. So yeah, I'm using this for my ChatGPT access. I'm using Poe. It's a really good website, and there's a lot of functionality that's free, and of course you can also pay for extra credits if you want to do some more advanced stuff. It's a really cool site, and I just use this to access ChatGPT. So I'm going to use this one, GPT 3.5 Turbo. I could use 4.0, but I'm going to use this one. And click on here to start a new chat. So first thing I'll say is, in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Explore, just so we've got a bigger screen, and then scroll down. And you can see there's all kinds. There's Llama, Claude, Gemini, but I'm going to go down to GPT 3.5 Turbo, click on that. That way we can see more what I'm typing in. So I'm going to say I need a Bash script, plain and simple. It will use the AWS CLI to perform the following tasks. Okay, so first of all I want it to take an argument which is instance ID, stop the instance. I'm using Shift Enter, by the way, so that I can get a new line. And then I want to create an image, AMI, based on this instance. And in fact, let me just move that down to number 4. I'm going to say monitor the instance state and wait until it has shut down, then create that image. And for number 5 I'm going to say wait for the image to be created and display an appropriate status message, let's say. In fact, I'll just be explicit here, and I'm going to say stop the instance and display a status message when complete. In fact, I'm going to say not stop the instance. I'm going to say send an instruction to stop the instance. And I said monitor the instance and wait until it is shut down, then display a status message when complete. Create an AMI based on this instance, wait for the image to be created, display an appropriate wait for the image to be created, and when done, display an appropriate status message. send an instruction. I should be saying send an API call, but you know what I mean. ChatGPT will understand. Send an instruction to start the instance. 7. Monitor the instance state, and when running again, display an appropriate status message. And I think that's it, right? Did I miss anything? I don't think so. So let's try this. But I'm just going to say, wait for it, when display an appropriate status message, including the AMI ID. That's very important. Yeah, that's it. So I'm hoping that it won't take too long to create the AMI. It's been a long time since I did that. I have no idea how long that might take. So we're going to find out. But let's see what it gives us first. By the way, you get a history of everything that you've done, so you can see there. There's actually a previous one that I created earlier. But anyway, so here we go. Below is a bash script that does blah blah blah. Make sure you have AWS CLI installed. Yes, we do. So it takes an argument of and calls it a first single argument $1 instance ID. So AWS EC2 stop instances with that. There's a message. Wait for it to stop. So there's a while loop, which is good. While true, do, and it's getting the state here. And I'm going to assume that this is correct. And yeah, I wonder if I'm curious about this. This might need something. Sometimes when you query with the AWS CLI, sometimes you need to use a flag no pager CLI to stop the pager and allow it to grab values. But we'll see. If a state equals stop, then so eventually it will say that it's stopped, and it will break out of the while loop. And but meantime it will check every 10 seconds. That's what that sleep 10 is, and then create an AMI based on the instance. So it does an image ID lookup, and again I might need to put no pager CLI. This is just based on my own experience. So it looks up the what does it do here? It creates the image. Oh, I see. And as part of that creation process, it will actually return. This command will return the image ID. So that's what it's doing here. So it says create the image ID, and let me scroll down. While true, on that image ID, it's looking for something called the state, and when it changes to available, presumably it was something like creating before, but when it changes to available, it will then give a message, it's being created, and break out the loop, and it will perform this every 10 seconds. And finally it will start the instance, and it will do a similar thing, a while loop. It will look at the state, and when that changes to running, it will then say echo running. So this is pretty cool. I think this will work. I don't think it's hallucinated anything. I think it's simple enough. I think the only thing I'm concerned that it might not be able to do is it might not be able to evaluate these things. It might need this thing called no pager CLI, but we're going to find out. So let me copy that. Go back to the terminal, and I'm going to say what we're going to call this. We're going to call this I'm just going to call it AMI create.sh. So insert and paste, and then I'm going to escape, write quit. We need to chmod this, make it executable, of course. Oops, underscore. Okay, let's clear the screen, because I have no idea if this is going to work, but obviously we checked the script just to make sure it wasn't doing anything stupid, and we're going to find out. By the way, I've already authenticated to the AWS CLI, so that's not an issue. In fact, I'm going to prove this to you. If I say AWS EC2 list, I think that's what I need. Oops, that's not it. Let me just ask it. With the AWS CLI command, how do I list EC2s? Okay, it's given a very advanced query, but let me just copy that. I just want to prove to you. There we go, that's the existing one. And it's in a running state, and it's showing its public and private IPs. By the time you watch this, I will have destroyed this instance, so this is not really sensitive information. But let's clear the screen, and let's do that script, which I think I called AMI create. Let's see what happens. We may this might work out the box, or we may have to fix this, but let's find out. Okay. No instances specified. Stopping the instance. Okay, interesting. Well, it appears to be trying to stop the instance, which I'm kind of curious about. So it might be that everything's working, but there is actually an issue with that original command. So let's find out. We're going to see how long it takes to stop this instance. It shouldn't take too long, really. In my experience, it doesn't take too long to do that. But invalid parameter combination, let's go back, look at this, let's see what it set up here. So there's something it didn't like in here, which, oh, you know what, I forgot to put you know what, let me do that. I'm hoping it didn't stop that instance. Let me just have a look at this. Okay, still running. So it was getting stuck there. In fact, I know what it was doing there. It was saying stopping instance, and it was stuck in this while loop, but not showing us anything. So let me do this, and let me say modify the script above to add a check. If to add a check that an argument has been entered, and display a message if not. Let's see. So here we go, and the rest of it should be the same. So let's copy that. I think it just inserted that, but just in case, I just copied the whole thing. And let's just remove AMI create and then do it again. Insert, paste. Oops. Oh, of course. Copy the whole thing. Paste the whole thing. Right, quit. We need to chmod it again. Let's clear the screen and let's run it. And I will run it like last time without anything, and it's saying, look, you need to, this is the usage of the script. So let's copy that instance ID, which I have here. Copied that. And where are we? Let's go back to here. Put that in. Okay. Pretty cool. So it came back. That's typical of AWS CLI, to return some output whilst it's actually doing something. And the great thing is it didn't get stuck as I thought it might do on the pager. So yeah, it's stopping instances and displays some info whilst it's doing that. And it's in progress now. So that's cool. And what we'll do is I'll just want to Alt Tab out of here and go to not the recorder, but just go back to here. So it's in this loop now, and it's checking the state, and it's waiting for it to be stopped. It's checking every 10 seconds. I should probably maybe change this to every 5 seconds. I think might be better. That's just something I just suddenly thought of. But let's see. There you go. It stopped it, and it displayed a message as I asked it to, and it's now creating the AMI. And this is the new AMI ID. So this is like a private AMI. It's not one that's publicly available to anybody else. And what we're expecting, if I go back to here, so yeah, it's at this stage right now. It's in this loop at the moment. It's waiting every 10 seconds. It's checking for the state. It's looking for it to be available, at which point it'll say has been created and it'll then start the instance. So let's go back here. So it's still creating it, and yeah, like I said, I'm kind of curious as to how long this is going to take to create. It could be well, it certainly won't be hours. I think it'll just be a matter of a few minutes. I don't think it's too long. So we're going to see. I'm pretty confident that this will work. And yeah, the next point will be it will try to restart the instance. It will wait for the instance state to be running, and then that will be it. It will complete. There's no grand finished message or anything like that, but let's see. So it's still creating the AMI. Now it could be, of course, it's possible, and this is where some additional echo messages might be useful, even whilst it's stuck in the loop. But it's possible that it's actually stuck right now, and the state is not available. The state could be, I'm making this up now, but the state could be something like error or not authorized or something like that. And because we're not getting an actual an error or anything going to standard error, then the script is not breaking. So it's possible that it could actually be just stuck in this loop. However, I don't think so. Oh, look, there we go. So it successfully said the AMI was created, and it then said about starting the instance. So reported back something similar to the above. Current state, the current state, the previous state was stopped, current state is pending, and eventually it went to running. And it did that very quickly. You see that there? It did that very. It doesn't mean that the instance is already ready to accept traffic or completed their status checks. I think this just means it's turned on, because it happened super quick. So there you go. That's pretty cool, right? And yeah, that is how to create using the AWS CLI to automate some work and using ChatGPT. So I hope you enjoyed that. Now I'm going to convert this into Python, but I'm going to put that in my next video. I think it's better to split it up a little bit. So with that said, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please leave a comment, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, please share this. I'd really appreciate that. It'd be great to put on LinkedIn or Twitter or something like that. So just help us grow, and that would be awesome. And thank you so much for watching, and take care. Bye bye.